Hi, I'm Jax.
And I'm Sassy Jax.
And today we're going to show you how we created alcohol ink bookmarks. Hi everybody. So I have never really played with alcohol inks before. I was given some alcohol inks by my friend Jan when she was cleaning out her craft room. She gave me a few things and I wanted to get colorful ones before I started playing around with hers. I finally took the plunge and I got all these. I got myself some fancy Yupo paper off of Amazon. If you want to try this paper too, there's a link in the description below. 91% alcohol blender solution. I have a dropper. Somebody said that I should spray it on the paper as well.
Who is somebody? Nobody knows who they are.
Kind of like Batman. Or is that Spider-Man? So I have a spray bottle full of alcohol. I have a little thingy with a dauber thing full of alcohol. I have my blending solutions. And I have lots of alcohol inks.
Shake it! Shake it real good!
Ow! She's a nut.
I am not.
All the things are shooken. Caramel, copper, smolder, silver, ginger, mineral. I wonder what that is. Latte. I'm lining up all my colors so I know what I'm working with. We're gonna test every color I have. And you're probably gonna be bored with it.
Yeah, I don't care.
But I gotta figure out which ones are what. You know what I'm saying? Now, from what I understand, Yupo paper is a plastic paper. That way the alcohol ink sits on top of it.
Like a diva.
And doesn't soak in. I watched a tutorial earlier today. Unfortunately, I can't remember which tutorial that was, but they suggested I spray alcohol ink all over the paper before I start, and then bring in my alcohol droppers and blending solutions as I move forward. There's Deception. This is called Intrigue. This is called Alchemy. This one is called Splendor. This is called Enchanted.
Oh, I love Enchanted. Enchanted is my friend.
This one's called Celestial. Yeah, they're not moving. Some blending solution. I don't know what blending solution is or what it does, but people say that that's what you're supposed to put in there and then they move around and stuff. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. I mean, it's pretty and everything, but
This isn't what other people's looks like.
I love the glitter in it. I'm glad I got the pearls. This is called Villainous. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so I gotta start with more of a coating, I think. And then this is called Sublime. This is called Envy. It's just a darker green. This is called Latte. Okay, that's more of what I was used to seeing. This is called Ginger. This is called Mineral. This next one is a mixative and it's a silver. This one is called Caramel. The Smolder. Oh, that's pretty. Tranquil.
That is Tranquil. That is something else.
And the last one I have is called Pearl. Oh, I see a little bit of movement. Here's some more alcohol. using this tip here and this tip here, and I'm kind of creating some circles based on that. And then in here, I'm taking 91% alcohol, just clear alcohol in a dropper, and I put it inside here. I have 3 drops in there now. So instead of putting this highly pigmented alcohol ink on the paper, I'm putting it inside here, and then I'm diluting it, stirring it up, just making sure that it's mixed with the green that I already had in there. And then I'm coming in and just adding. The difference by doing it this way is that the color is very, very light, and you don't get such a harsh color. It's like a pastel color almost. I want to stamp on here. If I'm not gonna stamp, I did order some pens that do not rub off. I'm gonna do a pink color now, because pink, brown, and green work really well together in the color spectrum, so that'll definitely look really nice next to each other. I have 3 dots of color in there. I can make the circles as big or small as I want. It's starting to really look like a jeweled look, I guess, the kind of look I'm looking for. Or stained glass, maybe? Maybe it's stained glass. I'm not sure the look, but it's starting to get where I wanted it to go. And that makes me happy. So while I have this dry, I'm gonna stop on this for a little while and let that be. I'm going to take another sheet and bring that over, and you can see there's definitely a totally different look to this piece. And I'm gonna start bringing this into here and see what it does. Whoa! You can just take regular alcohol and just make white dots if you wanted. I have pulled out some stamps, and I have the finished results of the papers that I messed around with. I did look at how to use these inks, and I probably should have looked at how to use them a lot sooner than I did, because I feel like I wasted a lot of the product. But now I know going forward basically how to play with them a little bit more cost effectively, I guess. Also, although I like the glittery effect of the glitter, I don't know if I'd ever use it again, just because I kind of like to run my hand over it and not get glitter. I mean, the pearlescent of the ink is so beautiful, and it's just so gorgeous in its own right that I think I like that better. Also, when I was doing some research on what you can do with these inks, I found that you can stamp on this once it's dry. This is the Stampers Anonymous Tim Holtz Collection Flutter and the Inka-Dinka-Doo Mindscapes clear stamps. The example that I saw said that they use the Ranger Archival ink, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm not sure if I have enough ink in my... It's very, very, very dry. Probably since it's like 3 years old. I don't know. How long do these things last? Oh, I should have used the Stamper's secret thing. Okay, so I have it on there, and then he said just to pull it right off. I should be able to pull it right off, and it will do a resist. I don't see that. No, that does not. Maybe I didn't leave it sit on there long enough. I'm gonna try this VersaFine to see if this changes things. I definitely have more ink in this thing because I've been able to re-ink it. Okay, so definitely darker impression. Let it sit on there a little bit. That is not what he showed on the tutorial. I literally looked at a Tim Holtz tutorial with these alcohol inks, and he said you could put stamp on there and then wipe it off and it'll take the alcohol with it. I'm totally lost. And it would form like a resist. So now I'm kind of tempted to put alcohol on here and stamp it with alcohol. I mean, what do I have to lose? I already don't like this sheet, so I'm going to try it. I don't think alcohol is good for clear stamps though. So there's that. Oh, look at it's reacting on there. Well, it created a resist, but not the way that I wanted. This isn't what they said would happen. Oh, it's reactivated. Trying to pull off some of this dark because I really don't enjoy the dark on there. I want it to be lighter, which is another lesson I learned, is that less is more. I think the reason why I'm trying to fix this is that I want to love it. I really don't understand why this resist thing didn't work. Probably because it's too thick of a paint, or that I have the paint on too thick or something. I'm kind of curious to see what would happen if I take something like this and soak up everything. This is just a piece of paper. Wow, that really soaks it up. Oh, wow. I found a new trick. Ooh. I mean, look at the background that I'm making with this. However, I don't know if the paper's gonna stink. Kind of like those lines. Okay, I've moved on to another piece. That other sheet that I was playing around with ended up looking like this. I'm still not done with it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. So this is what this sheet looks like, and I think I'm gonna use some stays on. That is some stinky, stinky stuff.
Stinky.
I use Stays On ink for the dragonfly. It's not coming off, so the Stays On definitely works. Now look at, I have glitter on everything. This is why I don't work with glitter. But I thought, oh, glitter, glitter. I think what I want to do is seal it, but I kind of want to put some white on here. I'm not done yet. I love the idea of some white splatter. Distress paint, picket fence. Oh, you know what? I kind of want different colors too. And I think I'm going to do some Twisted Citron on there. And I think when I'm adding the white, I really wanted it all over. But with this Twisted Citron and the other colors, I think I'm more apt to just putting it every now and again. This is Mustard Seed. I think the last color I want to use is orange. All right, so this I'm going to set aside to dry. This will take a little bit longer to dry than alcohol inks. I don't know if you can see it better this way. You can see it a little bit easier right here with the dots. Can you see the glitter in it? I think I'm going to pull out some butterflies to put on this one. And I do have some Stays On in white that I might try to use on here. Did take off some ink on here just to lighten it up more. Kind of like this ladybug as well. Bring out my black. I'm trying not to get too much black on here, but I'm just gonna embrace it and love it.
Yeah, I love it.
This Stays On stuff is true to its name. It stays on everything. I am getting it off with some alcohol, but it's not easy. That looks really pretty. You see that shine on there? I think for now I'm gonna leave it, and then maybe tomorrow if I still wanna add something, then I'll add it then. I'm making progress, and I also made progress on this one, but I also have 3 more to go on here. Last night I tried to mess around with these 2 items, and the stamping didn't go as well as I'd hoped, so I do have some pens that are coming that will go on here and not smudge off. Hopefully I'll have them soon so that I can finish decorating this piece. And then this I really want saved for the markers that I have coming to me before I mess around with that. But last night I did cut down quite a few of the pieces into 2x6 sections. And the reason I did 2x6 is because I want to put a hole here and put some ribbon sticking out of it. I really want to put like a button or something that holds it together. This is kind of an idea of how the bookmarks turned out, and I think they're beautiful. I have a lot of plain ones. I also have stamped glittery ones. This one's really pretty. I like the effect of the white and the black on there. So out of each sheet, I got 8 bookmarks. These are 9x12. I also made sure to trim down a 1/2 inch on either side of the sheets after I cut them down so that I can use these for cards, for a card front in the future. So this is a sheet that I did last night, and then I made sure to coat them. Like every one of these is coated with Liquitex gloss varnish. I don't want there to be an issue if they got wet or if the heat or moisture from your fingers or whatever. I'm gonna back it with a sturdier cardstock so that they're a little bit more than just this. I don't want them to be so bendy. So I'm gonna back it, and then I'm gonna cut a hole and then put some yarn in it. And this is one of my favorites. I think I might do some more of this on this side right here, but my Stays On ink is basically running out, and I need to get a refill before I can continue. I really like the effect of this, and once it's cut down, you know, each bookmark will have like a set of trees. If you guys remember, I got a large amount of ribbon from Tiffany, and I have that haul video here if you want to see it. But a lot of this ribbon is from that haul. Who knew that this video was gonna be so long? Something like that, you know, and then tie them together right here or something. So I'm just gonna cut a bunch of these so that they're ready to go when I'm ready to go. And I'm roughly cutting about 7 to 9 inches, and that way I'll be able to tie it in a bow and then cut different lengths. Hello, I'm back again. Okay, remember this thing? I made a mistake and I cut this the wrong side. I'm deciding to keep this for a card, and I did make some bookmarks with the trees, but I only got 3. But I did make a whole lot of progress on cutting ribbon.
Hello.
I cut so much ribbon. I thought, you know what? Why is this all on spools tucked underneath my desk? I thought I'm just gonna cut it into 10-inch strips and kind of group them by color and style, pull them out when I need them. This way they're right there. I can see what I have. I don't have to go digging under other strips and spools. This saves so much space. This is what I got rid of. All of this. All of these spools. You know how much space this takes up in a container? Compared to what I had in my hand, I mean, that's all I had, and I could lay it flat, so it stays flat. So in the meantime, I think I'm gonna try and find a backer for the bookmarks and start taping them together so that they're a little bit more sturdy, and see how that goes. So I'm back, and I've made a crap ton of bookmarks. I received my Stays On refills and the microperm pens, which allowed me to finish. I started this February 18th, and today is March 12th. These are the results of many, 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 many hours of work. I thought this was going to be so simple and easy, and it turned out to be a little bit of a nightmare. I didn't realize how much of my product had gone bad, dried up over the years, and I definitely had to do a slight restock of some of my supplies. Although it was a little frustrating at times, I definitely love the results of the product that I created for the craft fairs that I have coming up. These pens that I bought, and some of those examples are here, and I think I showed you some of these plain pieces earlier. Here's a really good example. So this was an alcohol ring of ink, and here's another ring of ink and another one. and I just kind of turned it into petals and a flower. And I did that on all of the plain alcohol ink pieces wherever it made sense, because I didn't really anticipate making them into flowers while I was creating them, but this works. They don't smear, they're waterproof, and they're permanent. I actually put the pen ink on top of the Liquitex gloss varnish, and I had perfect results. Once I had these cut, I actually put backers on the pieces. These are the colored paper backers that I used on all of the bookmarks. The backers were basically 100-pound cover and up. Some of them were more than that. Once I had the backers on, I punched a hole with my crocodile, inserted an eyelet, strung the ribbon through the hole, used some gold and white baker's twine, wrapped that around, and hung a charm, and chopped down the ribbon to a reasonable length, and then burned the edges of the ribbon to make sure that the ribbon doesn't fray. And once that was complete, I put them in this protective plastic cover so that I can put them for sale in a box or anything like that and have multiple people touching them without doing any damage at all. So I'm pretty excited about finding these bags, and those bags were found at clearbags.com, and I'll list those in the description below if you're interested. Let's show them to you so you can get an idea of what I created. Maybe I can get a count on how many I made. Okay, so I have 52 bookmarks. I will be selling the bookmarks for $2 a piece. I think some of them could be worth $3. That's what I'm going to try selling them for, $2 and $3. We'll see what happens at the craft fair. But for somebody who's never worked with alcohol inks before, I think this was a really good way to test how they work and how they work with each other. And I made some beautiful products from it. So hopefully this inspires you to try some kind of new medium so that you can get some new skills too. Thanks so much for tagging along. Hopefully the long video was worth the results, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Love you guts. Bye. If you want to see what else I create on this channel,
Like acrylic paintings, greeting cards, stamping, die cutting, and recycled art, furniture, all kinds of things.
consider subscribing, because I'd love to have you as a viewer.